Should I say, welcome to Text Me Back, a parasocial journey? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
It's on. I hit record. We're podcasting once again.
Every day I'm podcasting. Alli, cut that out.
No.
Every day I'm podcasting. Every day I'm podcasting. It does feel like every day we're podcasting.
It fucking really does.
Which we love.
Which I love. I do love I love our podcast so much. I also love to be in dreamland. My top locales. Anyway. Text me back. Text me back. Text me back. Text me back at once.
Welcome to Text Me Back, a parasocial journey into the minds of two brilliant and deranged 40-something women. I'm Meagan Hatcher-Mays.
And I'm Lindy West. Text Me Back is an independent podcast that relies currently exclusively on your generosity to exist. So please consider supporting us at patreon.com/textmebackpod. We're going to talk more about the Patreon today because if you are not a Patreon subscriber and you're not in the Discord, you missed a lot of good stuff.
It's been going buck wild.
You missed a lot of impulsivity, baby.
Yeah. Meagan has been live tweeting her crumbling psyche into the Discord.
And the people can't get enough.
Today on the show, we're going to get into that, find out what happened to Meagan's brain this weekend. Spoiler, it's not a worm, unfortunately.
I'm really sorry to report. You know what? We'll just, off the rip, just let you know it wasn't a worm. And I'm so sorry.
I wish it was a worm because then I'd have two best friends.
I know.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about my pap smear. We're going to talk about the news of the day.
Breaking news. And only the hottest news comes to Text Me Back podcast. But first, tidings. Glad tidings. Glad tidings. Glad tidings. Glad tidings. Glad tidings. Glad tidings. It just hits every time. It's so good. My tiding. May I start with my tiding?
I would love it.
My tiding.
I mean, wait, let me pause real quick. I just want to let people know that I hope they're sitting down because I'm calling it. This is tiding of the year. This is tiding of the year. Tiding of the millennium. Okay? I'm calling it 2,996. Ain't no tiding gonna top this one, baby.
Ain't no tiding high enough to top this tiding.
Let's hear it.
Glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings. All right. Okay. And by the way, if you're a Patreon subscriber and you're in the Discord, you already know this because this unfolded kind of in real time with our most dedicated Text Me Back lights. So it all starts 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was mulching my front yard.
That is a euphemism.
I'm talking about my butt. No, I live in a condo and it's a self-managed condo.
Your butt's in the front?
My butt's in the front. Yeah. How you like that?
That's the tiding.
All right. See you guys next week. We're never going to actually get to the tiding.
Tell the tiding.
Okay,
so you have it.
Tidings. So I was, out front putting down some mulch, actual mulch from Lowe's Home Improvement Center. And my neighbor was helping me, which was very nice because that doesn't always happen. So she was helping me. She was putting down the mulch. She was so fast. And I was like, oh my God, we're saving so much time. And we were chit-chatting and, she had just gotten a new dog. His name's Ducky. He's very cute. And I was like, oh, does he get along with your other dog, Eloise? And she was like, yeah, well, Eloise is like a grumpy big sister, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I always wanted 2 dogs who got along. And she goes, oh, do Marge and Brenda not get along? And I realized I had never told her about Brenda, which was very sad. And so I had to be like, well, unfortunately, our baby, Brenda, the Brenda entertainment baby, passed away several months ago. We were talking about that. It was very sad because nobody wants to find out that Brenda died. Least of all me. I don't want to know that,
Mm-hmm.
So I told my neighbor about Brenda, and we were just having a nice little time, and she was being very sweet. And she said, well, do you think you're going to get another dog? And I was like, no, I'm not ready to love again, and Brenda was so special in so many ways. And that was that. Or so I thought. So then I go into my home and I'm just relaxing after a long day's mulching.
Yeah.
And I was like, if a person did want to adopt another Pomeranian, where would a person go?
Pomerania, perhaps?
Pomerania? Like, where is the purveyor of Pomeranian near me? You know who might know that? The internet. So I went on the internet and I said, who all has Pomeranians near me? Just out of curiosity. Because I just want to know for when I am ready. I just want to know where we're getting.
You're just doing research.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm asking questions, which is brave.
Yep.
And bold. We are always asking questions.
Yeah. But on background only.
But only on background. Nobody went on the record. Nobody went on the record. So, I opened up my incognito browser. And I said, Pomeranian puppies near me? ? And the internet said, here you go.
The internet said, yes, Pomeranian puppies near me.
Mm-hmm. I can confirm that there are Pomeranian puppies near you. And I said, what a fascinating piece of information. Click. And there he was, this Pomeranian by the name of Kevin. That was his given name, Kevin, being sold by an Amish man named Ephraim in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I said, Kevin, you say? That sounds like the name that I would name a dog.
That's true.
Because my dogs up to this point have been named as follows. There was the king, Hank, aka Harrison Ford the dog, may he rest in power. There was Ozzy, who was accidentally on purpose named after your great aunt.
Yep. Correct.
There was Bruce, the first dog we had with mega esophagus. But not the last. And then there was Marge, who I still have, my beautiful sweet princess, my deranged and demented baby woman. And then there was Brenda Entertainment Baby. And I said, Kevin, fascinating.
That's Meagan bait.
That's Meagan bait. It's as if the Amish knew. Anyway, Kevin was posted for $950 American dollars. And I thought, well, that's kind of kooky. I mean, it's cheaper than I thought a purebred dog would be. But, who's walking around with $950 American dollars in their pocket? And of course, I need to talk to my spouse about it. I can't just be grabbing dogs off of Amish guys in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I was talking to my spouse and he was like, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, no, for sure. Then I texted you and I said, what did I say? I can't remember.
You said, I'm considering driving to Lancaster, Pennsylvania and spending $950 on a dog named Kevin.
That's right. I think I said, I almost blacked out and drove
to
Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's right.
And then you said, Adam told me don't do that.
Yeah.
And then I said, shut up, Adam.
That's kind of what I said too. So then, a couple weeks passed and then I was just like, I'll just check and see what Kevin's getting up to. Maybe he got adopted and that will make me happy to know that he is in a happy home, know? So I checked amishpuppies.com. That's not the website. And there he was. And he was marked down $100. Now he's only $850 American dollars.
That's almost nothing.
That's almost nothing. It's kind of like when you log on to the Anthropology Home app and they mark down a candle from $59.99 to $16. It's like they're paying you to take the Pomeranian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you posted that text thread on our Patreon. And the beautiful enabling Text Me Backalites unanimously agreed. I should black out and drive to Lancaster, Pennsylvania and buy a Pomeranian named Kevin off an Amish guy named Ephraim.
They didn't hesitate. They were certain that this was the right thing to do.
Consensus emerged immediately and very strongly. So then I started upping my game with my spouse. Texting him things like, I guess I'll drive to Lancaster today. And just seeing what he'd say.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha. Monocle, question, detective, hello, what's the response? And then he started responding not with ha-has, but with like sort of resigned exclamation points. Sort of the emphasis of knowing that he's lost this
the will
battle.
to live. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and that also, and the will to live as well. So then eventually, after like 3 or 4 days of this, I text him and I say, I'm going to call Ephraim? Question mark?
Ha ha? Question mark?
And then he like gave me the thumbs up. Finally. It was just like 3 or 4 days of quiet warfare in our text messages.
Yeah.
So I did. I called Ephraim. I guess the Amish are allowed to have phones for certain instances.
If I'm learning anything from this story, it's that the Amish are rich as hell.
Yes, I think so, actually. So I called him. I called Ephraim up on the phone. I said, hello, I'm calling about Kevin. Give me a call back. And then he didn't for a really long time. And I thought, oh, well, maybe Kevin's gone. I mean, I can't expect the Amish to be checking their phones this frequently and also, or updating their website very often.
Ephraim is probably out reaping with his scythe. So
yeah, he's probably, as I discovered this exists, spoiler alert, when I went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a freaking horse-drawn lawnmower. So perhaps he was out doing that. Anyways, don't ask me how I know.
Sorry, isn't a horse a lawnmower? Doesn't the horse eat the grass?
Chomp, 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 chomp. Is that not mowing? So then Ephraim called me back and I was like, hello. And he said, this is Ephraim.
Shut up.
And that's what he said. And he's like, Kevin's still available. He still had that like little Pennsylvania Dutch lilt. I don't know if they're acquainted with the eggnog. I doubt it though. I don't know.
I guarantee you they invented the eggnog.
I'm sure they did. And then they were like,
oh my God.
This is sinful. Stop drinking it.
Now, Meagan, now that you know Ephraim, winter 2024, maybe you could go get Pennsylvania Dutch right from the teat.
I know, right from the Pennsylvania Dutch cow that just makes eggnog. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Unpasteurized nog.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, he's really cute. I'd love to meet him. And he was like, yeah, when can you come? And it had to be a Saturday. The Amish really are not available on Sundays.
Sure.
Like extra unavailable on Sundays. And he said, come tomorrow. When are you going to come? I said, I'll come at noon. And he gave me his address and I entered a fugue state. And I drove to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And here's what I got. Hi. Kevin. I got Kevin. I don't know if you can see. That's Kevin. For those of you who are just listening, I'm holding up a small Pomeranian by the name of Kevin. Hi, Angel. He's nuzzling into my neck. And he is, I think, 50% fox, 50% bear, something like that. Mm-hmm. I think that's the makeup. He doesn't know anything. Has not learned any facts. He's not generated a single thought since I brought him home from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but he's Amish as well. He's on his little Rumspringa. It's Kevin.
Does that mean he's going to go back?
No, he's going to be one of the ones who's like, this was too fun. I'm going to stay out. Isn't that right, Kev?
Yeah. He's breaking Amish. Is that what that was about?
He's breaking Amish. That's Kevin. Okay. Bye-bye.
He's going to do cocaine.
Yeah, I already gave him some cocaine. It was a distemper vaccine. That was his cocaine.
KUOW wouldn't let us say cocaine.
They wouldn't let us give dogs cocaine.
Okay, give us a mental picture of Ephraim, please. Paint it for us.
Literally picture an Amish. That was him. He had the just beard. No mustache, just beard.
The JB.
He was wearing, flat brim hat. Mm-hmm. Suspenders. I'm not joking. So I drive up there. It's not that far. It was only like 2 hours from here, a little over 2 hours. And I was really worried that I had gotten the address wrong because I was just driving through a normal neighborhood in Lancaster and I was expecting like an Amish compound, I guess, like an Amish community where everyone was Amish, but I was like, but there's cars. and these driveways, so maybe I got the wrong thing. Then I get to the end of the road and it's a dirt driveway, laundry up on the line, on the clothesline, at a huge barn. And I was like, this is it. So I drive down the dirt road and they all come out. It was Ephraim and his two kids, who are very cute. And
did they have little beards too?
Yeah, the kids had little beards too, just beard. And then all the dogs came running out of the barn. It was Kevin, his brother Ken.
I can't.
Dude, if I had $850 times 2,
Megan, if we started a GoFundMe right now, I think the Text Me Back Allies would take care of it.
Go back for Ken.
To reunite Kevin and Ken.
Yeah, I think my other dog Marge would smother me in my sleep. She's not so sure what Kevin is and why he's here.
Yeah.
But they're getting along okay. So out runs Kevin and Ken and his parents, Taffy and Rusty. His mother, Taffy, runs right up to me. She was so sweet. She was like sort of auburn haired. She was a little copper princess, if you will. And she rolled right over and was like, inspect my belly. How you like that? She was so sweet. And so it just felt like good vibes. You never know what you're going to get from an Amish breeder.
Yeah. Do we know, like, do the Amish have any sort of dark puppy mill industry?
Yes.
I think they do, right?
I think they do. Yeah. It's a money-making venture for some of them, many of them. I mean, obviously. I mean, that's true for all breeders.
Right.
I will say this. I feel like there are probably a lot of people listening to our show who are of the adopt, don't shop mentality. And that totally. I've never purchased a dog before. This is the first time I've ever bought a dog. All of our dogs have been rescues.
I mean, and your husband literally works at the animal shelter.
Yes, that's how we ended up with all of our deranged animals.
Like, Adam is an adopt, don't shop professional.
Yeah. Yes. And so I'd never bought a dog before. And I always thought if I was going to do it, I wanted to do my research. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't do a ton of research. I got hypnotized by Kevin, and I kind of I literally entered a fugue state and went and got him. So I know that that's unethical, and that's okay. If you are listening to this and you think that's really fucked up and I don't want to listen to this podcast anymore, I get it, dude. Totally get it. I am not going to get rid of Kevin though, if that's okay with you.
You can't get the Kevin toothpaste back in the tube.
You can't unsqueeze the Kevin lemon.
Exactly. I had a similar experience. I deeply believe in not buying dogs. I think dog breeding is pretty deranged. However, when in 2020, when, I don't know if you remember this, but there was this global pandemic happened, and
oh my God, were you affected by that?
Yeah, it was called COVID-19, and
wow.
so so it was like pretty scary and emotionally destabilizing for the entire Earth, and including my family.
I would love to know more about that when you have time.
Yeah, and so we were all trapped in our houses having complete nervous breakdowns. So we decided that we wanted to get a dog, and so did everyone else in the world.
Yes. Everyone was so sad.
Yes.
There was not an animal to be seen.
No. On the same day, everyone said, I gotta get a dog. And so I went to start living my values, and I started looking at rescue animals anywhere. I started with my local animal shelter, absolutely cleaned out. I moved on to Pet Finder. I messaged probably 30 different people. Nobody got back to me. And then finally one shelter got back to me. It was in Texas or something. And they said, okay, well, we've processed your application. Thank you. You are number 1,500 in line to get a rescue dog. Basically, they were like, you can have one in 5 years, because everyone else was also wanting one. And that was the only person that I could even get to call me back. So then I said, you know what? Everybody in this house is on the verge of mental collapse. Yeah. And we need a little guy around here to lick people's faces.
We do need a little guy.
That's an emergency.
That's one of the doctor's top prescriptions, is getting a little guy and putting them in your house.
So I did do some research. I found a lady that was a small family breeder. She said, all of our dogs are our pets. We just do like one litter every once in a while. And I got on that waiting list. And then we got Barry, who's an absolute fucking freak.
His eyes don't work. You don't know anything.
He's got juvenile cataracts. He just had his appointment the other day to evaluate him for cataract. I have to get cataract surgery for my dog, which if you think that costs $4,000, you're wrong.
Double it and hand it to the next person.
So it's going on the credit card. Anyway,
I did sort of have in the back of my mind that if I showed up there and the vibes were bad, that I would leave and not support Ephraim's breeding operation.
Yeah,
but I'm here to tell you it was so nice. His family was all there. Kevin was very friendly. It's like he clearly had been very well socialized, both with his dog family and Ephraim and his kids. And I was like, this is not an ideal situation to get a dog, and yet this dog is my special prince.
I mean, also, if you'd gotten there and the vibes were bad,
I still
gotta rescue Kevin.
I gotta get Kevin out of there now at this point.
I know. Look, honestly, it's genuinely, if I'm looking into my own heart and my true values, I do think that dog breeding should be illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, should we even have pets? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
I don't know. If you work for PETA, please don't message. I don't want to know what you think.
I wasn't planning to read this, but this conversation reminded me. I received an email. So I don't subscribe to the New York Times anymore. But I still get their promotional emails. They still bother me.
Well, it's funny. It's like, you used to work for them. Surely you get a lifetime free subscription. What the hell? Sorry. Not that we want it because they're bad, but you know.
One would think, Meagan.
Yeah.
But I still get their promotional emails where they beg me to come back and they try to like trick me and they give me the hard sell and the big teaser. So I get this email from the New York Times at 5 a.m. when I'm awake having my little pee break. I received this email which says, this is the real text. 5 a.m. I open my eyes. The New York Times, the paper of record, says to me, sex with your sibling is called incest and it's illegal in almost all 50 states. Sex with your sibling or other close relations if you're a dog is called inbreeding, and inbreeding is part of the practice of purebreeding dogs. Okay.
Thanks. I was just about to do those things until I got this email. Thanks for the clarification. We were all on the brink.
Ding dong. Good morning. Sex with your sibling is called incest and it's illegal. Ooh, $59.99 a year? I'll sign up.
Yeah, you got me. You got me, baby. I love that so much.
I know.
By the way, I read the article. I was just curious because it was like, I think it came out right after I got Kevin. So I was like, I wonder what the most inbred dog breeds are. I hope it's not Pomeranians. And it wasn't, but I think you could pretty easily guess which ones they are. And I'm sure you know. Would you like to tell the people?
I don't remember. I also read the article, but I don't remember. It was like greyhounds or something.
No, it was a pug.
Oh, it was the flat boy.
Yeah, it was a pug and a collie, actually, which I did actually find.
Yeah, the collie surprised me. Golden Retriever was higher than I would have liked.
Yeah, she was up there. Barry's grandma was the main guy. Yeah.
I mean, although of course, he's absolutely defective. He's a lemon. One more thing before I move on to my other email. I do want to say that I love that you're having this burgeoning relationship with Pomeranians, because I'll never forget, you and I went to a dog show. In like, I don't know, 1999.
It was like 2007 or something, because you wrote about it for The Stranger.
Oh, it was that dog show. That's right.
Yeah.
It was when I was at The Stranger. And I just remember you saw a Pomeranian and then you must have said, that's a miniature bear 7,500 times. You were like, it's a miniature bear. Look at it. It's a miniature bear. It's a miniature bear.
And now I have a miniature bear.
You were obsessed with the idea that a person could just have a miniature bear as a pet.
I've had two, and they're so sweet. But I almost forgot, the best part was, so I call Ephraim, he gives me the address, and I'm like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow at noon at this address. And he goes, oh, one last thing, I only take cash. And I was like, and actually that that almost nullified the deal.
Right.
Because I was like, I haven't carried cash since 2003. Like, I was like, can you get $800 out of an ATM?
He accepts cash or jars of honey.
or a 16-hand horse.
Yeah.
To pull his lawnmower.
Now I feel like we've done like apologia for buying puppy mill dogs. Absolutely not. I just, it was special circumstance, you know?
It wasn't. For the record, I've rescued a puppy mill dog, and that was Ozzy. She was from St. Louis, Missouri, which is the puppy mill capital of the country. So there's a lot of dogs there with a lot of problems, and Ozzy was one of them. She was a Papillon, not a Pomeranian, and she was very funny. She was a very silly dog. Her coping mechanism was to just disassociate. So she
Same.
yeah, me as well. So she would get stressed out and she would just go goodbye and just sort of shut down. So yeah, so I understand. It's not good. Puppy mills are evil and bad, and I understand all of that.
I really think that all of us are like on our hands and knees crawling, like dragging ourselves along by our fingernails. And once in a while, if Ephraim has your medicine,
through a literal wasteland we crawl. It's all burnt. Everything is burnt and burning. And then there's Kevin and Barry and Marge.
Yeah.
And Brenda and Hank and Ozzy and Bruce. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And Eleanor.
Right. I have a cat. What's your other tiding?
Okay, my other tiding is that I got so I don't know what's wrong with my doctor. Like, apparently she is the most popular doctor of all time because
She's a shelter dog.
Yeah, exactly. I have only gotten in to see her one time. She's been my doctor for like 7 years. And
oh my God.
So I have no choice every time I need to go to the doctor but to buy a purebred doctor. And so
I have to get on the waiting list of the lady on Bainbridge Island, and then I buy one.
But so, no, I'm just not organized. Like, I could make an appointment with her to get a pap smear 3 months from now, but that's just not how I operate. I like to call the week of that I'm feeling ready to go to the doctor, and then I just say, give me whoever you got, whoever's available. So I have like a lesion on my face that won't heal. For about 6 months, I've been like, dying of cancer. And so I was like, I should probably go have the doctor look at this lesion. Like, I thought it was a pimple, but now it's just like a little spot that stings and will not heal. So I called up. It's so weird to have to tell the receptionist what's wrong with you, because the receptionist is not a nurse. No. So I have to call, and like a 25-year-old man will answer, and then I have to be like, I have a lesion on my anus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
My butt is doing something. You know what? You don't want to have to tell anybody what your butt is doing.
Exactly. I don't.
Not even a doctor, but especially not
Jeff.
Aiden.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's crazy. There should be a thing where they're like, okay, I'm going to send you a secret, like an email, and then you type in invisible ink, what's wrong with you?
You write butt in our secure server.
Exactly.
And it only goes to the doctor.
Right?
I'll never know.
Because, like, I'm always having, everything about your body's gross. So I'm always having to tell Aiden, like, yeah, I have a persistent yeasty rash in my armpit.
I have something that looks like ringworm, but definitely isn't. Because I tried to treat it with over-the-counter medication. Guess where it is?
I know it's not ringworm because the worm is somewhere else on my body.
In the brain.
In the brain. So anyway, I love that part of the process. Then she was like, okay, well, if you want to see your doctor, she's available in July. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to die any second. I was like, I'll just see whoever's available. Oh, as long as I'm on the phone, I'm pretty sure that I'm overdue for a pelvic exam. I might as well get it all done in one fell swoop. And then she's like, you'll have to see a male provider. And I was like, that's fine. Who am I trying to impress?
I mean, it's like, but you still let men do that?
I mean, he's a doctor. And then
the AMA still lets men be doctors of the coochie?
I mean, he's not even a gynecologist. He's just a primary care guy, a generalist,
Wow.
And then this lady goes, I only see male providers. And I was like,
Oh,
that's weird.
oh,
Sorry, like as a rule, but okay.
pardon me?
But I was like, this guy, I think he used to be my dad's doctor. Dude, I've been going to the same clinic since 1990. And
Whoa.
like 2 of my doctors have retired. And then now I have this woman that I've never met. So I don't know, I just keep going there. So yeah, so I have my pap smear and everything, and it's fine. I don't care. He says that I probably don't have face cancer, but I should go see a dermatologist, blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
Every time I go to the doctor, they're like, yeah, there's something wrong with your liver, but
Who
wow.
can say what it is?
Okay. He was clearly trying to like be delicate with me because of my fat ass disease. And so he was
because
like,
you were in the doctor's office glorifying obesity?
I was.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so he goes, technically it's called fatty liver, but I don't like to call it that.
Okay.
He was like, I don't like to call it that because that's not really accurate. Like, that's not what causes it.
I like to call it a plus-sized liver. I like to call it Leslie.
You have Leslie liver.
Sorry, I know I should stop joking about Leslie. But
why?
I love her. I don't know.
I love Leslie. If you're a new listener, Leslie is the name that we call what my body dysmorphia sees in the mirror. Because when I was on my boyfriend Dr. Sanjay Gupta's podcast, erotic podcast, and I talked about being fat, then a man named Jeremy or something sent me an email that said, "Hi, Leslie." And then the email was like, "I work at Noom. I don't know anything about diet culture and fat positivity, but if you ate less and exercised more, don't you think you'd be healthier and live longer? Bye."
Let me think about.
So now Leslie is my alter ego, or perhaps my primary ego. And
hard to say. Who's the id? Who's the ego? We'll never know.
I think Lindy has been downgraded. So anyway, I'm waiting. I can't wait to get my results back. I'm so nervous. I can't wait to hear, because I always do feel like I took a test and I want to get an A.
Yeah.
I get an email from my doctor, Dr. Andrew, male doctor.
Hello.
And usually these are very dry. These messages. And they say,
Right.
They say, results fine, no action needed, make regular appointment 6 months, goodbye.
Yeah.
Dr. Andrew sends me this email. He says, good news. Pap results look normal and negative for high risk HPV! Exclamation point! That's it.
HPV! I love that so much.
And you're negative for high risk HPV. And you're negative for high risk HPV. Yeah. I love that. That exclamation point, it's just like, that freaking killed me.
That's so funny.
So just to close out tidings, how's Kevin settling in?
Settling in well. He is mostly putting his pee poo poo outside where it belongs. So good for him. He loves to chew. Chomp, 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 chomp. He loves to chomp my hair. He likes to chomp my decorative pillows. He likes to walk into a room holding one of my socks in his mouth. So, all the stuff you want to see in a growing boy.
Yep. And the best thing about Kevin? No sign of high risk HPV.
Get it, Kev?
And that's the tidings of today.
Lindy, you love to send me horrifying shit on Instagram.
Do you mean current events?
I do. You're like a Google reader, and you famously do love news of the sea.
I do.
You do. Yeah. I mean, you've brought me fascinating tales of the ocean. So what's going on in the sea these days?
Yeah, I love news of the sea, Meagan. If I had to rank them, I would say news of the sea number 1, news of the land number 2, news of the air number 3. Just because there's just not a lot going on up there.
Space news? Does that fall? Is that a subcategory of air news?
If space news counts as news of the air, That bumps it up to number 2. Land
Nice.
news drops.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice. So what's going on?
Okay, so I came across on my favorite news site, Instagram stories. .com. You know, there's no author of this story. It's not attributed to anyone. There's no there's no news source attached that anyone's heard of. There is a picture.
Again, specifically designed to get you personally.
That's what I like. If you write it down, it becomes true. Okay, this story is incredible. So there's a picture of a man, and this is a photograph. This is a photograph. That means that's a huge... We learn in journalism that if there's a photograph, that's a big piece of evidence that it's true.
Huge. Yeah, big.
So the photograph, it's a picture of a white man with a mustache and a beard. He looks like he's been wearing a hat for a long time because he's got it's sort of flat, but then it goes like this.
Yeah, it's got the little wing,
the
little under hat wing thing.
Yeah. If you're watching on the YouTube,
yeah, it's sort of like a little. It's almost like a mullet, but it's induced by hat wearing.
Yeah,
it's not the cut.
It's a hat. Yeah, it's a hat mullet. So, headline. And as everyone knows, a headline is the most important part of a news article.
Oftentimes, you don't need to read the whole thing. The headline tells you everything you need to know.
Some say you never need to read the whole thing.
That's what this podcast says.
Headline. Cruise ship passenger says he battled confusion, fatigue, and some sort of creature to survive while stranded in the ocean. You know, sometimes I feel sorry for myself. I think it's hard to battle depression and anxiety at the same time. But imagine if I was battling depression, anxiety, and some sort of creature.
I mean, you kind of are. He's obsessed with Frisbees. His eyes don't work. And he's inbred.
His name's Barry.
Okay. Barry.
So now normally I wouldn't click past the headline, but this is such a blockbuster story. Just designed.
Yeah.
To hit me right in my...
I mean, come on, some kind of creature. I mean, it got me, center. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you love a creature. Okay,
I do.
So I clicked through for more information. So some frickin' naysayer from Dudsville, USA says he also said he wasn't drunk despite having several drinks and not remembering how he fell off the ship. And then he said he swam for 15 plus hours when most people can tread water for maybe 2 or 3. They said a lot isn't adding up.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then
let the man fight some kind of creature in peace.
Eat shit. So then the OP, I mean the author of the journalistic article, a true ally
who wrote it,
not just an ally but an accomplice, says, fires back, I'm choosing to believe him because I think there should still be mystery and adventure in the world.
Me too.
Me fucking too, Meagan.
That's also why I willingly fall for scams and frauds.
Totally. Okay, so then someone else has a little more information. So they add another reporter, not someone reposting it on Tumblr. So someone else says, okay, I looked this one up. He said he talked to God, made up some songs, and lost 9 kilos during his 20-ish hours in the water. He was also completely nude when he was rescued.
Oh!
Sounds
and
like...
And that's some sort of problem for you?
Sounds like somebody met the Little Mermaid's 9 slutty sisters.
Some kind of creature, indeed.
He battled some kind of creature in his pants.
Oh!
Okay, then more information comes through the wire. Beep, 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 beep. Here's the full story, finally. The truth comes out. After winning an air guitar contest, he toppled off the side of a cruise ship, battled a sea creature, treaded water for more than half a day, and survived by eating some kind of stick until the Coast Guard picked him up the next day.
I gotta how he ate some kind of stick. Phenomenal.
Meagan, he ate some sort of stick.
And that's how you do it.
He battled some sort of creature, and he ate some sort of stick. And that's the news of the day. Now, what would you do, Meagan, if you were in an air guitar contest and alcohol played no part in you falling off the cruise ship?
Listen, one single brewski is not going to send me toppling over a cruise ship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something deeper than that, I think.
But if it did, so say your heart was called by the song of the sea and you toppled.
Or something more nefarious, some kind of creature. I don't know. You
toppled into the arms of some kind of creature.
Mm-hmm.
You battled some kind of creature.
Mm-hmm.
You are treading water. So it doesn't say whether he won or lost the battle, but I guess it's implied that he won the battle.
I assume he won.
He survived. Unless it was a battle of the sexes against Tina, Alana, Aquata, Arista, Adela.
So what would I do?
You topple into the sea.
Sure.
You've only had one brewski.
A single brewski. Maybe two at most.
You're treading water.
Yeah.
You see some sort of creature coming towards you. What do you do?
Well, it's interesting that I would choose to start chewing on some kind of stick.
We haven't found the stick.
We haven't found the stick yet. Because I was going to say, why not beat the creature with the stick?
Yeah, no.
And then I see some sort of creature.
Then what would you eat?
Exactly. Okay, so there I am. I'm treading water upwards of 12 hours.
We don't know.
I come across some kind of creature. What do I do? I mean, at this point, I'm riding the high of the air guitar contest. I assume I've picked something by Prince. One of his, like, gnarlier, riffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems obvious, right? You challenge some sort of creature to some sort of air guitar contest.
Why not?
Winner gets rescued.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It seems like that's the shape that the battle is taking, and then what song does the sea creature choose? That's his call. That's his call.
The sea creature chooses Sweet Child of Mine. You lose. The sea creature is on the cruise ship sleeping with your wife.
With my wife? What?
But there's a consolation prize, Meagan. And it's some sort of stick.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm chewing the shit out of that. I'll tell you that right now. No hesitation. I'm grabbing that stick and I'm eating some kind of stick. 1,000%. I'm chowing down.
Okay, Meagan.
Oh, you can eat some kind of stick.
Meagan.
Yes.
Right now, lightning round. Rank top 5 sticks. If you had to eat 5 sticks, what are the top 5 you'd like to?
Cedar plank. Pencil.
Is this 5 to 1 or 1 to 5? Are we going?
You decide.
Let's keep moving toward number 1.
Okay.
Plank, pencil. Number 3.
Pine branch.
Okay, pine branch.
Madrona bark.
Meagan, I really think you need to expand your conception of what a stick is. There's many kinds of edible stick.
Licorice.
Love it. I was gonna say beef jerky stick.
Ooh.
Pixie stick?
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's not so easy, is it? Lindy.
I gave you 2 edible sticks. You gave me 4 inedible sticks, except for pencil, which is borderline.
Yeah, you can eat a pencil.
You can eat a pencil.
Depending on how hungry you are. Well, thank you for that news story. I love the news, so.
It's really important in this modern age not to turn away from the news.
You need to be vigilant about some kind of creature.
Yeah.
Some sort of stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And okay, say you have a surplus of sticks. You got too many sticks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move for sticks in your house. Don't throw those sticks away. Throw them into the ocean.
You never know who could benefit from a little snacky.
And congratulations to some sort of creature and that guy's wife because I heard they got a baby on the way.
Yeah, some kind of baby.
Some kind of baby.
Lindy.
My God.
Podcast complete.
We did it.
That's right.
Every episode is better than the last. And by better, I mean worse.
Yes. Our brains have become some kind of creature. And the podcast has become some kind of stick.
But aren't we all just some kind of creature chewing on some kind of stick in this great big air guitar contest we call podcast?
I believe it was Luke, or was it Matthew, who said, closer to some kind of stick, closer to God.
Are those Ephraim's brothers?
Those are Ephraim's other dogs.
Wait, do you think that Ephraim named the dog Kevin? Because Kevin's not a biblical name, and it's like they have to find names wouldn't be blasphemous?
Well, it's crazy. Kevin had a sister. She had already been adopted, and his sister's name was Kylie. That got me thinking. And I was like, how do you know about Kylie? I mean, I know it's a relatively popular name, but I was like, have you been keeping up with the Kardashians?
They're giving the dogs secular names.
I think so.
So that they can send,
Yeah.
Were there other dogs in the litter? Or was it KKK?
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Look.
Lindy, no!
Look, no. Meagan, don't panic. The letter K, look, it's not fair. The letter K belongs to us all. And the letter K cannot be stolen by bad actors in a Monopoly situation.
Oh, no! Kevin, did you hear that?
Okay,
no.
Let me just hold on. Are any Amish people in KKK?
I mean,
okay, let's see. Okay, the Mennonites stand up to the KKK.
Okay.
That's good. Pennsylvania town is a haven for white supremacists.
Is it Lancaster?
It's Ulysses, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow. Thank you for tainting the good name of Kevin.
No.
Lindy.
Okay, listen. No. I stan Ephraim. I stan Kevin. We stan the Amish. Sure. We have no proof of anything that they've done wrong.
I don't know what they get up to, and they don't tell us. So
no, and that's fine. That's fine. And the letter K is a fully fledged member of the American alphabet.
It's a perfectly normal letter. So
there'd be no Kevin without it.
That's what they say.
What, you think you're going to spell it C-E-V-I-N?
I'm going to spell it C-E-V-I-N.
And that's praxis.
Well, I guess we'll have to come back next week and do another episode.
I can't wait, Meagan. I love doing episodes.
Maybe next week I will have another Pomeranian.
If you want Meagan to get another Pomeranian, subscribe to the Patreon.
No, the inn is full.
Patreon.com/textmebackpod.
But do subscribe to the Patreon.
Also, if you missed it last week, we're doing a contest where you get to pick me and Megan's matching best friend tattoo. You can send in your own drawing. You can send in just an idea and we'll execute the drawing ourselves if we like the idea the best. So we're not discriminating against people who can't draw is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Send us a concept, send us an idea, send us a snappy pitch,
yeah.
or send us a fully rendered drawing. We're going to whittle it down and we're going to let our Patreon subscribers vote, and then Meagan and I will get it permanently tattooed on our bodies. You can send your submissions. You can text them to us at, I almost gave out my home phone number. 703-829-0003, or you can email them to us at deartextmeback@gmail.com. Thank you. We love you. We do, very much so. Megan's going to go pet Kevin. I'm going to go give to charity, and we'll see you next week.